La 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 la. I love being a domestic criminal.
Hey!
Huh?
You there! I hate you! Stop doing whatever you're doing!
Oh yeah? You wanna go?
Yeah, I have a secret weapon. It's called spamming the same key.
No!
Greetings, my fellow hamlings. Short for hamburger, by the way. I'm back once more with a new video. This one's about another cool game I've made. Yay, another fighting game. Does this guy make any other kind of game? Yes, of course I do. Like, Squid Game. Welcome to Behind the Burger. Today's episode's on the ever-awesome Skrunkly Royale Turbo, the sequel to the original game, featuring 15 characters, 5 game modes, and for the first time ever, a full-length story mode. The story's quite simple. Chris, the big bad boss of Fish for Your Face, decided to pull all his fish, which leads to a world shutdown. The only people who can stop him are a bunch of cats. And Legend. This game was initially a remake of the first game, but we couldn't bring back all the characters. So instead of remaking all of them, we thought it'd be more beneficial to just make a new game. This game features so many new improvements, and the goal was just to make a more technically advanced game. There's remade art and UI, a full moveset per character, and even an original soundtrack. Yes, this was in fact my first ever time making a soundtrack. Previously I borrowed music from my brother and my friends, but now I've peaked. Now normally with sequels you can pull content from the original game, but you might remember what I said in the first game.
Dilly, a projectile spammer. Nico, a projectile spammer. Neko, a projectile spammer. Neo, a projectile spammer. Legend, a projectile spammer. Pause, a projectile spammer. Plus.
Yeah, there wasn't much I could do. Not only was it ugly, it was just so bad. So me and Legend were hard at work in our lab, and we made a pretty average game, I'm not gonna lie. I'd like to speak on all the new changes and features that were added in this game. Some were pretty good, and others were not quite as good. In the original game, characters only had 4 moves, which is very limiting. But brace yourself, now there's 6. Yes, hold your applause, ladies. Yes, I know, very revolutionary. The overall movement for the game was improved upon, no longer being clunky and stiff, with characters now having 2 jumps. For reasons I can't quite explain, this was actually a very scary change. With the addition of real combos now being possible, it meant that aerial-focused characters just dominated, oh my god. But there was a simple way to counter this. See, if you've played any fighting game ever, you know almost all of them have a super move. Yup, SRT added super moves for every single character. Fill up your fish meter and unleash it. At this point in the video, I'm going to go over the entire story mode of the game, but if you still want to have a somewhat unspoiled playthrough, I'll leave the game's link in the description for you to play through. Alternatively, you can just go to this timestamp. Okay, now into the meat and potatoes. Chapter 1, A Fishy Situation. Delivery cat's on their way delivering and being cool and stuff, until their friend Lemon is found to be acting crazy. Now, the reason isn't given, and Lemon seems to be going crazy for absolutely no reason. So they both go down to Nico's brewery to get a drink because they think Lemon's dehydrated. But suddenly, Nico's being attacked by a random girl named Amy, and it seems that she didn't get her milk delivered on time, so they fight. When she leaves, it's revealed to Deli and Lemon that Fish for Your Face stopped production on everything, which leads to a world meltdown. Chapter 2, Hitman for Hire. Patcat is a skilled hitman, and he gets a mysterious order to take out Lemon and Deli. Just then, a scary portal appears and Neo wants Pat to come with him to help the big boss. Who is it? Well, you'll just have to wait and see. Pat still has a job to do, so he has Neo help him taking out the targets. While Nico and Deli were discussing their plans to stop this, Pat and Neo appear and they fight. Upon being outnumbered, they leave and admit defeat. When they catch a break, Neo tells Pat about who he's working for. Chris of Fish for Your Face is planning to gain a monopoly by forcing all local businesses to submit to his evil corporation. Chapter 3, Teaming Up. When Amy gets home, she has a large rant to Sora, her roommate. When suddenly, her phone rings, where it's revealed that she planned the hit on Deli and Lemon, and Pat canceled on her. Now enraged, she fights with Sora to calm down. Wanting her revenge, she runs outside and starts recruiting innocent strangers to help her, where she finds Fwosty. Fwosty knows of someone who could help him, but they live far off in the mountains, so they start a long trek there. Meanwhile, Lemon and Nico arrive at the Fish for Your Face building and try to sneak in. Nico calls a prank call to the front assistant and they sneak inside. They meet with Chris and tell him to stop what he's doing, but unfortunately Chris is just much stronger than they are and they get beat up. Rest in peace. Chapter 4, So Rad. Chris needs information on a rival businessman, so he has Pat and Neo go undercover to get any information they can. They wear disguises at a skate park and start talking to PK, who sees through their disguises immediately. After fighting each other, PK reveals he has no idea who that is, but he knows where a secret billionaire meetup happens, and they could sneak in to find information. However, it's a human-only event, so they would need to once more go undercover. Chapter 5, Split Ways. After getting kicked out by Chris, Lemon, Nico, and Deli decide the world is screwed enough, so they run off. They all decided to flee the country and start over once and for all. Unfortunately, they run into Legend at the train station. Legend is a bit of an anarchist and thinks they were Chris's hired employees and fights them. Nico then tells Legend that it was a misunderstanding, and Legend teams up with them to take out Chris. But before they could raid the secret billionaire meetup, Legend says they need more people on the team, so they head off to the cat farm. Amy and Flossie finally arrive at the Bitterston Mountains and set up a meeting with Molly. After a brief fight, Molly reluctantly agrees to help Amy kill the nice guys. At an ocean reserve, Jaysona notices the water being plunged with oil. Chris suddenly teleports in and explains that he will continue dumping crude oils until they sell the company to him. Jaysona disagrees and fights Chris. However, it ends up badly when Chris threatens to kill a worker. What the heck? And Jaysona has no choice but to give up the deed. Needing help, Jaysona calls up his friend Neko at the cat farm, and they arrange a meeting.
Chapter 6, Bone Man fights the ramen.
Whoa! Now it's time for some wacky Bone Man shenanigans. The Bone Gang is chilling at the vault, all bored and whatnot, until Moondu decides to make some ramen. He accidentally used the cursed and haunted chili pepper in it, and it turned all evil and shapeshifting. The ramen shapeshift into different fires, and the Bone Gang has to take them out. After sucking and dying a bunch, they run outside into the fields to draw the ramen out. But 7 days pass, and they get pretty mad. After successfully defeating the ramen, Bone Man decides to go to the big city to buy more ramen. Oh boy, I sure hope nothing bad happens. That's foreshadowing, by the way. Chapter 7, Good Guys, Bad Guys. The good guys arrive at the cat farm and start looking for all the cats to steal. But on the other side of the field, Jaysona and Neko are having a lovely conversation. Suddenly, they run into each other, and Neko attacks them, thinking they were trying to steal her cats. Afterwards, they all realize they share a common goal and agree to stop Chris together. Now, the good guys consist of 6 people. On the other side of the county, the bad guys arrive into the city, and Amy in particular runs into Bone Man. Thinking he's trying to rob her, she fights him. Bone Man explains that he's not and decides to join her team. Arriving home, the bad guys set up their base at Sora's house, who gets kicked out. Amy sends him on a mission to locate the good guys for a planned attack. Chapter 8, The Party. Outside the billionaire gala, the good guys stake out a plan. That is until Sora sneaks up on them and explains that they're being followed. Sora joins their team in spite of Amy, but doesn't know she was right across the street watching his traitorous behavior. On the other side, Pat, PK, and Neo are wearing their human disguises to sneak into the party. Once they're inside, they start looking for the target, at least until the good guys show up. They crash the party and call out for Chris, only for the hitman to get mad, as they were supposed to protect Chris. Suddenly, the bad guys break through the door, and Amy calls out the good guys for revenge. The hitman, also sharing the same goal, decide to merge with Amy's team, leading to 2 sides, good guys and bad guys. They all fight each other one by one until it comes down to Nico and Amy. They have one final large fight, but both get tired out. Realizing their efforts are worthless, they make up and realize that Chris is the reason everyone is fighting. Ominously, Chris barges to the door and reveals that it was all part of his evil plan. He explains that with everyone distracted, he was finally able to ransack the city hall for the papers, leading to his total ownership of the city. Neo tells Chris that the billionaire did not show up at the party, and Chris tells him that it was part of his plan and he knew he'd betray him. Everyone decided to team up on Chris to stop him from taking over the world. In a final showdown, Chris is defeated by everyone, and they all come together to destroy the papers. With Chris down, they all celebrate, and the city's power is restored. And that's where it ends. There's still one more chapter in the game called Epilogue, but I feel that's better experience in the game. Sorry, not sorry. Well, that's the story. It's pretty silly, but I think it's nice. In fact, a lot of people thought it was nice. It was even front page on Scratch. All in all, I think this game is pretty sick. It would be cool if we ever made a sequel. Oh wait, I did! Yep, that's right. For the last year and a half now, we've been hard at work making a bigger, better sequel to this game, featuring an all-new roguelike mode. But that's a video for another day. And by another day, I mean very soon.
Hey, I thought you were going to talk about the fighter dramas?
No, Legend, I can't! I can't! Oh,
It's super sad. Just thinking of all the people who were removed from the game. Ooh, 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 and Jared Fogle is here too.
What? What? What the hell was that? Was that f***ing Jared Fogle?